Hello. You may have just seen my video that talks about the floor ceiling ball and how to use it to help you training with defence. And here's an extension of that. It's a way to make you have to be a little bit more careful about what you do and to make you a bit more determined to avoid, evade or parry. Let me introduce you to the floor ceiling brick. It's not just a joke. Here goes. The principles are of course the same as with the FC ball, but you can't punch it very much. That in itself might be useful because you can punch it softly on a flat surface. You get a corner you don't want to. So this isn't very good for punching at all, but it is good just to get you to move with it. It's heavier, so it moves more slowly. Maybe that's easier, and it's just a form of gentle exercise in itself. But parrying is a different matter, and in my previous video I talked about how you want to parry, whether you use your fist like this or an open palm. And if you're using this, you very quickly learn an open palm is really all you want to do, because if it catches your knuckles you're in trouble. And it's not the case if you're wearing gloves, but if you're not wearing gloves and you parry somebody's fist like this, you could be in quite a bit of trouble. You might damage your fist and then you won't be able to fight very well. This isn't your average house brick. This is made out of lots of very dense little pebbles stuck in a kind of concrete. Haven't done a lot of hitting house bricks, but I'm sure they don't harm you as much as this. I don't want to punch this unless it's only on the very flattest surface and then very softly. As with the floor ceiling ball, you can stand against something and then you get this coming towards you and you really want to get out of its way. There, on the shoulder. Done this before, done that, and I caught it there and it hurt quite a bit. So you better be careful. It gives you an entirely new degree of respect for how much damage the training tool can do to you. You can take it on the shoulder, take it on the hammer fist or on the flat. That's about it. You could do this for a while and I'm sure that's going to toughen up your hands. Probably not too bad for your wrist. Quickly, I made this just by putting a masonry screw into each end, wrapping wire around it. I later realised from floor to ceiling balls I've got lots of little brackets I could have used. Thing is, I know it's tough because it took a good 5 minutes to drill each hole. I think it's quite good for defence, to train with defence. Moves more slowly. I could take a bungee off. Let's see if I do this. I think it still needs two to hold its weight. Now it's not going to go very quickly at all. Still not bad. Practicing evading. Let's get this back on. I like it going a little bit more quickly. And finally, this is a really good demonstration of how much difference gloves make when it comes to protection. Audio, or it's going to be quiet, but hopefully it will just about make it. Now, previously, very soft, very cautiously, only on the flat. You can't really punch it with bare hands. Now, got to be a lot more careful. This makes me think of once a friend of mine. Don't think she watches these videos. She's not a martial artist. She makes resin skulls of all different sizes and similar things and sells them. And I asked her to make me one that I was going to use in place of a FC ball. And I wasn't quite honest with her. I told her in the end that I found out that they're harder than I thought because she was worried it would be too hard and it would damage me. And this proves it wouldn't have been too hard. I found out it would have been too soft and it probably would have broken. Should you be watching this, please don't be offended. Your products are brilliant, but they're not meant for hitting. But it's just still funny that the suspicion was that it would be too hard, but actually I found out it would be too soft. Anyway, yeah, this is partly for fun, but it is serious. I use this sometimes. I only put the holes in it in the brick a couple of weeks ago. I've used it 4 times since. It's one of those things you can do if you're going to do multiple rounds with the FC ball, and it's one of the changes you can make to keep things interesting. And I really do think it's good to get used to parrying it, because you know what you can do safely and what you can't. Let's just see. When I use the FC ball for covering up the head, obviously part of the movement is from the bounce of it. Oh, behind the ear, that'll teach me. That's okay. But if you do what some people do and have your hands so they're not braced, it's probably going to make a difference. Let's see. That's not too bad, but then there's no power behind it like a real punch. And always you want to train with a partner if you can, but if you can't, this is another way to make things more interesting and to increase the need for defence. And you'll definitely not be lazy when it comes to slipping out of the way of the floor ceiling brick. And that's it for this one. Thanks for watching. My name's Mark. See you next time. Cheers.